Sensitivity is intelligence. With grace and skill, you have abundance. Welcome to the Psychic Hour. Host Kelly Brickle is a psychic medium healer, numerologist, and teacher. Her passions are learning about the soul and energy. Whether it's through spirit, emotion, or vibrational numbers, there's always a pathway of information waiting to help. Now, here is your host of the Psychic Hour, Kelly Brickle.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Psychic Hour on WLTKDB. Let's Talk Radio. I'm Kelly Brickle, and we are diving into a reading show. So that is going to be with numerology readings primarily today, but sometimes we pick some cards. Sometimes we go with some intuition too, some clairvoyance, some clairsentience, some clairaudience, however it naturally comes in. Hello, everybody. Good evening to you, Green Eyes, as people are coming in. It is the afternoon where I am in the world. I'm in California on the West Coast. Hello, Jessie Cat. Hello, Tammy. Hello, everybody. Hey. Um, that's really nice. Someone said, I took a break from technology, miss you. Oh, thank you very much. Well, it's okay to take a break. It's actually really good to take a break. That's kind of what I wanted to dive into with the topic of the day, with it being about seasons. And every season, of course, has something that you need to, touch and absorb and feel when you're in that type of energy. And we're in summer, and that's all about uh relaxing, a joy, pleasure, just letting things come a little bit more easily and slowly. It's the time just to relax of all the seasons. It really is. Out of every single, like winter, you get to relax a little bit too, but it's like very different. It's harsh for a reason. But summer, it's sunny and it's bright and, just the ice cream man is beckoning you, um, right? Or the beaches. And it's just like, not necessarily if someone's a beach person or ice cream person, but it's just all these nods to like, get out and enjoy, the energy of what spring has created. Like spring is a very industrious time, but summer, you're either reaping the benefits of, or you are just kind of having thanks for that time of joy. And so we'll dive into that a little bit. But hello, everybody coming in. And during the reading show, you get to ask things about your spiritual development. We talk for a little bit, and then we go into doing readings. And that's how we do it. And so, thanks. With the comments people are talking about, they watch me on Facebook and have it in a few weeks. And like speaking of taking, summer's energy and applying it, there was a station break, I think like a week and a half ago, or was it 2 weeks? I gotta count. But everyone was off for about a week. And that is in the perfect energy of just calming and enjoying things, right? We all knew that. We can't just go, go, go. We can't just do, do, do. I say that from time to time, but it's true because there's so much going on around us, even when we're still, right? Everyone's always on the freeway. Everyone's always driving down the road. Everyone's going from A to B, even when things are shut down, there's always somebody working. There's always somebody in need. The world is constantly in flux. And we have to have moments where we just go, okay, hold on a second. And in the joys of summer, it's really about getting into that frame of mind, and don't feel guilty for it, because it's like we're made to have a multifaceted life. We're made to have a life with many layers and different experiences, and that's how we grow. And the seasons are naturally there for a reason. This should be the seasons of our lives and the seasons of our emotions and our experiences. And so, like with spring is like this fresh, new, revitalizing time. but there's so much work that goes into it because you get the energy of a fresh start, right? You're like, oh, okay, all right, I'm waking up. I feel different. I feel refreshed. And, I feel like I have all this energy now. And then you can go to work, right? It's like working with a blank slate. And that's what a lot of people say, like, oh gosh, if only I like could get a redo or a blank slate, right? So there's this tremendous amount of energies. Someone's joking about the 4th of July. Yeah, happy 4th, by the way, and how the fireworks can end. Yeah, they're a bit loud, no joke, they're a bit loud. They're fun, but they're a bit loud. And then you get into summer and you kind of enjoy, everything that you have put your work into for a second, and you just kind of allow yourself to feel the gratitude, right? Allow yourself to be in the mode of this feels awesome, this feels amazing. And you can continue to work if you want, because really it's in the energy of, you know, like reaping some of the rewards. So some people they go, okay, like I have my abundance in summer. Let me continue to generate my abundance. So you have some kind of these like workaholic people, just like, going, going, going because they feel like, oh, okay, this is the good stuff. This is the good stuff. And you can lean into that if you want, but a lot of times when I pull like, energy for people or cards for people or, read them and feel into them, a lot of times, one of the cards that I'm pulling, and I mostly just do cards on the radio show. I'm not a huge card reader when I actually read. But when I'm pulling cards for people here on this platform, I pull a summer song card a lot. And that's all about taking a break and not being so hard on yourself. And, spending sometimes a little bit more money on yourself, like keyword yourself, something that you actually really want to do, ordering what you really want to order, going someplace you actually want to go that you've always wanted to, but you've denied yourself because you're like, well, maybe it's easier to do this instead. Go on a trip, go on a vacation. Again, it can be as great or as, unique as you want it to be. It could be like literally just down the street. Like for instance, I've been craving to go to the beach and I live close to several beaches. And I've just gone and said to myself, oh, well, man, it's right down the street. I can go anytime. But then, like, I find myself not going. Right. And so, like, my summer song has to be activated within that I'm making space, that I enjoy the things that just make me happy, even though they're small in the grand scale of things, they actually would make me have a more well rounded life. So, what would make you have a more well rounded life that is so easy to accomplish? Right? A lot of times we do like the lofty goals. Oh, if only I could, my life would be better. This is what I'm working towards now. It's going to take a lot of work, or I don't know how I'm going to get it. So it's like, it's almost like we're invalidating ourselves more than we're validating. And really, there's all these easy grabs at happiness. Why aren't we just giving ourselves some easy grabs at happiness? Like, it's the truth of what makes us happy. I remember I talked to a client once, and one of her goals was going to the pool, like because it made her so happy to go to the pool. Anytime she went to the pool, she just loved the energy of it, and she found herself always going, I don't have enough time to go to the pool. And she really did. But it was like the other stresses within her life was just like, oh, I guess not today. Or, I feel rushed. Or, like I want to be in a good mood if I go to the pool. Well, sometimes, that restores our good mood, of course. We're denying ourselves what would actually give us, validate, and restore. And so, right, there was like this inner battle, and I'm sure there's like, and I like to like recount small things. We all have these small things that we inner battle with, like, oh, like maybe the silly things, like maybe I shouldn't order that, or maybe I don't have to do this, or you know maybe I won't ask a friend to, if she wants to do something too, or he wants to do something too, um, because maybe they don't want to do it. But it's, again, why not? So put more why nots in your life and really grab those easy ones as you have aspirations for the bigger ones. Like ignite your summer song. You can do it all year long, but when the weather is inviting you for the most part, because sometimes it gets really hot, so don't get me wrong. But when the weather is inviting you and nature is inviting you for the most part to just enjoy yourself, really start to kind of discover what that means for you. Okay? Because seasons are there for a reason. How are you enacting your seasons? As long as you're having a multitude of what you give to yourself, then I would say, that's pretty good. That's pretty well rounded. Okay, lean into what you feel like your needs are. But a lot of us don't have a multitude of how we validate and treat ourselves. We're very much black or white, or we're all in this category, and we deny ourselves in the other category, or ignore other things that we know that would make us happy, but we are in personal despair over, or sadness or depressed over. So really, ignite some of those joy questions and actions within your life. Sometimes we know why we're not joyous. Sometimes we know why we are in deep sadness, but we don't have the what of what we can do about it, you know? And most times we can break that resistance or that locked up energy that has been sitting within us with just these small and tiny actions. So if you know the why, then enact the what. So, what are you going to do for yourself to give yourself some joy? And that's the energy of summer that I'd like to give to you and share with you. Okay, let's kind of prepare to go into some readings. Hello, Jessica. Hello, Paula. Hello, everyone coming in. Thank you for being here. So, we're going to focus on some numerology readings today, but we'll, I guess, pull things as we do just naturally. And that is what we're doing. Someone is saying, went to the water park last week. It felt good and brought back the inner child. Yeah, yeah, stuff like that. I lived in the present moment and it was amazing. Yeah, like what is bringing you into the present moment, because that's like what joy is. And a lot of times it feels so good because life kind of isolates us in a bit, especially with like kind of with how things are going kind of in the modern sense, that when we're around so many people, whether it's a water park or like friends or family or community or even class situations, it really does change your vibration, and it causes us to be more present. When you're like around all that joy, if you're at the water park, absolutely just soak it all on and on up. Hello, Aspen. Hello. Hello. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. It's my pleasure to share the knowledge. It really is. People are just being so sweet. Thank you, Aspen. So, okay, I'm going to go into readings, and people just start popping down your birthdays and your questions, and we will go from there. Hello, Tina. Okay, so as you're doing your birthdays, everything looks good, but just a reminder, if you could write out your month, because if you're from the UK or Australia, it's going to be backwards for me. So I'm just making sure I have everything right. Thank you so much. And write out your question too, or just pop down your birthday, and that will be a general reading. And then just like let me know if you're putting down your birthday. I know you're consenting to a reading, but if you want a reading, make sure you say you want a reading too as well. I just want to make sure that everybody knows that they're getting a reading if they're putting down their stuff. Okay. All right. Let's go to Green Eyes. Green Eyes was at the top. And then, okay, doing a general read for Green Eyes. Just warming up. So you're a personal day 8. You are an attitude 8. And then you are a life path 4, I believe. I'm going to double check the math. 4, 5. Yep. Okay. And then your life path 4. And then you are in a cycle of 6. That's right. Okay. Cool. So, absolutely. So it lets me know kind of the theme of this year for you is really to revisit what family and friends mean to you. You're in a cycle of 6. And these themes are really strong throughout the year. That's why these archetypes like are really, specific and they if someone else is a cycle 6, they will be dealing with the very similar themes as you in a different way because, there's an overall chart, right? But it's really powerful to kind of go, whoa, this is the theme of the year, right? So I like to kind of talk about that. It's quite incredible how cycles are similar from person to person. But with that said, like a 6 cycle invites us emotionally to go within and to understand what's going on with our relationships around us. And these are the more like intimate ones, the ones that really define us and the ones that really gives us support throughout our daily or our monthly or even kind of connected to our family roots. And we change so much. Okay, so like a cycle is like a 9 to 10 year cycle, right? So we change so much every 10 years. So every 10 years we kind of revisit. Hey, how's it working for me? And usually within this year, there are situations that make themselves known that go, whoa, what my parents are doing is kind of toxic. What my siblings are doing are kind of toxic. How am I going to proceed with this? Do I limit the contact? Do I get really direct and matter of fact with them? Or do I, just not speak with them? And so depending on the severity, you start to go, how much do I allow certain people in my life and how much do I allow them to treat me a certain way? And really, it's a time where you're getting your emotional compass tuned in a different way because you're redefining the kind of person that you allow yourself to be around others. And these are in some of the most intimate defining relationships around you. So it's a really, really big deal. It's like what you do here will start to reverberate with how you kind of deal with everyone and anyone. Because if you can, like, stand up for yourself around the tough ones or the most influential people within your life, you'll have kind of no problem doing it anywhere else because you're like, this is what I stand for, 24/7. This is who I am. So it's about like really being strong, magnanimous. That's like forgiving and aware, forgiving to yourself and forgiving to others for any, I guess, shortcomings that has been directed your way. So you get to choose how much you really want to forgive or how you really want to redefine relationships this year. And it's really, really important for your physical health because around this time, you will feel a lot of inconsistencies in your physical health, and they really can be amped up depending on how much that you deal with this, how much you deal with your new emotional knowings. Okay. So I always find this a very, very important time. This is when emotionally a lot of things will come up and you'll feel more tired and dragged down and you'll feel kind of like, ugh, I'm just exhausted. And you will be on an emotional spectrum, but it will start to transcend to the physical spectrum. So know if you're feeling more draggy, it's just it's a sign for self-care, but also an emotional self-care and an emotional um, you know, uh how can I put it? You gotta take a directory look at yourself. That doesn't make sense. You gotta take an account. Like, you have to almost be like an accountant of your records of your emotional self and who's around you. Yeah, you will feel more fatigued this year on average, but you'll feel really, really at times. And it's all about like, what are you doing for your emotional needs? And sometimes you can notice that like some of your habits like has been draining you that you've been doing for years. So like um I'm going to highlight this for you, green eyes. So it's like you might have some food habits that you've been doing for years, right? And you're like, oh, they're not the best, but like it sits well with me. It's my habits. But then if you go back to in your mind why you started those habits, go back into your mind like some of the first times you actually started doing the things that you did, even though they're kind of habits right now, there's an emotional connection, and that emotional connection around that time it no longer serves you. So these things in your life that stem from years ago, like they're ready to go. They're ready to go, all right? And it's going to give you tremendous energy back to let some of these things go. You are attitude 8, so that means I always say this. Some energies lend itself to being kind of naturally stubborn. So you're an 8, so that means like you're naturally kind of like this perfectionist. You're naturally like you account for a lot. A lot of things don't get past you. You're able to see a lot that a lot of people don't realize. You have really high standards. Um, and it's really just about kind of like making peace with what others kind of failed to do around you and knowing that you can do better. And so healing as well as restoring your power through forgiveness within that. I think that's a really powerful thing to note. You do have a majority. This is kind of the last thing I'll say. You do have a majority of like balancing numbers too as well. So that lets me know throughout your life, I'd have to see more of your chart, but throughout your life, you have been prone to being exhausted at times because it lets me know that with your numbers, you need good sleep, good food, and other things like good exercise, yada, 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 in order to balance your body properly. It shows me your numbers is your body can get out of balance easily. So people with other numbers, they can stay up late, they can eat horribly, and it doesn't affect them the same way because their body's not as sensitive. So it's when your body's so sensitive, you actually get perks for it because you actually are able to pick things up that other people aren't able to pick up. But then the other side is your body's again, since it's so sensitive, you can't get away with as many things because your body is a more just gentle barometer, okay? But it makes you really sensitive to spaces. You have a really natural eye for design, and again, you're just really good with, I think, like, as long as you take care of yourself, you have a fantastic, naturally, a fantastic memory if you can know that about yourself too, as well. So, that's the biggest thing here. It's just like, hey, you have a lot of emotional buildup around this time, and it's time to change some habits for the better. Um, you know, if they've been stemming for a while with things that you do have as regular habits within, let's say, your routine. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna give that to you. Hey Diet, what's up? I always love when people come in and say hi. Let's see here, we're going to another person, and I hope that makes sense, green eyes. um all right, so next person, I'm going to bounce around. I think I do the first couple in a row and then I just bounce around. So I'll do Jessie Cat. Okay. Got 6 to 1990, attitude 8, personal day 2, and life path 9. Okay. And we got another cycle 7. So again, just really Jessica really continuing to meditate and understand what family means and how family needs to evolve for you around this time, and how you can actually have a lot of leadership in who you are as a person. And I think this is also a time where it's about like shedding layers of our connections around us. And so there's like this beautiful invitation to not give a flying rip, you know, because we sometimes are so connected to others, we kind of think like, oh, I don't want to upset them, or I wouldn't want to do that, or let me think before I do this. And with the six, you have to renegotiate for yourself what works. And so you can find yourself going, you know what, I'm actually this type of person. And then again, that reverberates, like I said earlier, out into kind of how you handle things on a professional level for yourself, because these things are thought, with care. Don't get me wrong, it's not reckless. They're thought with care, but you start going, I'm actually this type of person. Okay. So to invite that more into your life as you define yourself. And also, I forgot if I've ever mentioned it, but like your personal day too. So your personal day too, um, you can use always your personal day numbers to your advantage because that's how other people see you on the outside. So, Jessica, you are a personal day too. So that means like people actually see you on first impression, like so your energetic impression as having this softness or this femininity, or almost like a healing kind of presence. So people will feel actually more safe in your presence, or people will not feel as threatened in your presence because you almost have like this floral. Like I kind of liken that for people who have two energy, they all have this kind of floral, like feminine kind of energy, where it's just like, oh, okay. Oh, okay, all right, this person has this quality where they can be nurturing very naturally. And again, it comes out in slightly different ways, but you can use that to your advantage because in a healing capacity or psychic mediumship capacity, because I know that's something that you are, growing within your life, it makes people want to open up to you just again much much easier because they feel you to be a sensitive and soft person, and so they will again be more willing to work with you. So lean into that because people within your line of work will be more open to you with that personal day too. So just again, lean into that, trust yourself. If you are around feminine energy, if you're around females, they will see you in that light. So your that positivity could be amplified, or the, oh, I'm feeling you as a female and you're in your feminine power, could be amplified of, okay, this person's a little bit too confident in their feminine power. So use that as a mirror with how you understand with how other people identify with that symbol of being feminine. And it will tell you a lot about people around you, whether they are comfortable in that energy or they're scared of that energy, whether they're just in need of that energy, they're thankful for that energy, or whether they are threatened by that energy. So, again, it lets you know further how to work with people to invite healing. And also, no matter what kind of feedback you get, how to actually cause them to relax and to go, hey, like this is a part of me, but like I'm not threatened even though you were threatened. And now I've just diffused the situation and I'm giving you calm energy. And the person will go, oh, calm energy, right? And that is very healing, or it's very grounding, or it's very welcoming to the situation. Okay. So, again, you get to use your personal day numbers, how to work with the world, and also to mirror back at the world like, hey, what's up? How can I help you? Or how can I relate to you? Or how can you relate to me with what this perceived first impression is? And I'm aware that I'm not going to let it overwhelm me. And I don't want it to overwhelm you. I want it to be as an invitation for us to open up more energy. Okay. Okay. Okay, cool. Cool, Jessica. You said, yes, that's what's going on. Is that with the personal day energy, or is that with like the family energy? Or maybe it's with everything. Who knows? We can only like, cross our fingers, right? Um, okay, cool. I'm glad that makes sense, Green Eyes, for you. And I'm glad that that makes sense for you, Jessica. Jessica says, thank you, Kelly. Yes, always around females. Thank you for reading. Okay, cool, cool. I'm glad that makes sense. Yeah, you can actually use it as Personal day numbers, when we actually learn what they mean, they are a part of our superpower, because people just receive this energy and we can go, I'm very even keeled as I bring this out, and you can lean into it like as a queen, right? We can lean into our abilities as a king or queen and stuff, and it's just it's like, hey, it's abundance. It's abundance. I can share the abundance. It's nothing but good energy. Feel the abundance, that like this, feel how I radiate this, right? And it's just like, you just be so unbothered by it, because that person is just letting you know about them, and you're just like, hey, we all have been broken. I just send you love. I just send you love. And you go from there. Okay. um all right. All right. We always just do the best we can, but people need so much love. People have been broken and triggered, and sometimes they don't even understand they're doing what they're doing. We just have to love. And my favorite thing, and this is just like for everything overall, like we're going through and releasing so much trauma within our lives, with sometimes the situations we come across or the people that we meet. And it's good to just let them, let yourself and let them, if in a moment you're vulnerable, just let them show you, or to realize what's going on with inside yourself when some of these awkward situations are coming out, because they're an invitation to, you know really understanding truly what's going on, rather than the pure awkward nature of what's going on. And it's so important for us not to assume that we go, oh, okay, I saw this and this and this, so that means they're this type of person. Even within like reading, it's like this healthy observation, right? This healthy observation of, okay, this is what's going on. I'm not acting like I know 100% what's going on, but this is what's going on. And so, all right, I've seen enough patterns where, all right, let me just talk about this. And still, when I talk about this, I'm open to being incorrect, because I'm not going to ever act like I know what's going on with the person. You just allow that to come out, and you just go, huh, well, that's interesting. You're exhibiting these behaviors. Oh, that's interesting. It seems like you need this, or you're acting that way. And it's just a story of energy. It's a story of energy, rather than what's happening directly to us, or what we're doing directly to another person. Okay. Um, let's see. So I'm gonna go to Paula. Okay, cool. Thank you for writing down your birthday with the month first. I appreciate that. I am really thirsty. Okay. And then thank you. Attitude 2, personal day 5, 3. I'm just double checking the math. So we got, okay, 2. Yep, that's right. And then you are in a cycle of 9. Okay. So that was Paula. So, Paula, you are in a cycle of 9. And so this is all about things coming to a close. All right. And this year always goes very, very quickly. It's almost like, you know what you want to work on, kind of the person you're becoming, but you don't have time to do much of it. You might have pockets, right? You don't have time to do much of it, because family around you is calling out to you and asking for help, and things are popping up from that. And then you got projects just popping up all around you, and it's like kind of like these distractions, right? But it keeps life moving. It keeps you moving towards kind of your new self, while you don't have time to fully process it. I always think that's kind of funny how that happens within a 9. But it's great, because when you do have time to be conscious over it, it makes you understand that the things that have once been difficult within your life. Okay. So it could be multiple things, it could be one major thing that you're aware of, but the things that have been difficult within your life, it's almost like there's a burden lifted off of them. So they're easier to kind of see. Like you'll notice things about people or yourself in the situation where you're just like, wow, I never looked at it like that. Or wow, this is not going to be as difficult as I thought it was. I feel like I'm ready. And it's always like the rules don't apply anymore. The rules don't apply anymore, and you're not bound to the same constituents and weights that you once were. The great thing is going into next year, you get the clean slate energy, but the clean slate energy of next year does invite you to do still a lot of processing. You'll have tremendous motivation, but you'll kind of have to process and work towards things where you're just like, wow, okay, um, I'm really moving forward, but this is a little bit difficult. So the energy that's coming in as I talk about that is it's important to, with the rules changing, to have the help change too. So I feel like it's like family and friends are not enough. Family and friends are not enough. If you can get additional resources, whether you are upping your spiritual development, whether you are upping, the different types of friends and support groups that you have, whether you are more involved in the community, if you can get more involved in community, whether you get into things where self introspection and healing are possible, like Reiki or therapy. It's really, really important at this time to go, okay, I'm evolving, and I just want to make this as easy as possible for myself. Okay. So that energy comes into play. I don't know how much that is in your mind, but it's really coming up, and it's going to really amp up into next year. That energy, it's like you're ready to change, but you need different type of support system around you. That's coming in really strong. You have an attitude too. So anytime someone has an attitude too, they're very sensitive naturally to people. Like they'll find themselves always kind of staying in the bathroom longer, or going into a room where like there's not as many people, so they can take a breather, right? So it's like they will disengage at certain times because they're just like, oh, like I'm a little too overwhelmed right now. Okay. And so again, there has to be like this natural understanding and self-care of the self-care of the self. Yeah, that's right. That's a tongue twister. Self-care of the self. Self-care applied to you because your nervous system is way more sensitive than the average person. Like you have a very good barometer just naturally without spiritual development for understanding if people are telling you the truth, if people have your best interests in mind, like who to trust, um, you know, really good business decisions. Two people are naturally wired from a very young age, especially in this attitude placement, for understanding what others are doing. Okay, because it's the number of the other, so you're constantly wired to not just feeling your own stuff but other people's stuff. So you're a very, very natural, like, empath, even not even wanting to be. So that's what I'm trying to say. Your personal day is a 5. So when someone has a personal day 5, they attract a lot of random situations and people. Like you attract very eccentric people naturally. Your friend group, um, you have found them through, some there's crazy stories attached to them. You attract many different personalities your way, colorful characters. Like 5 is a number of drama, and drama kind of will find you naturally. Okay. um and so you have the 2 and 5 together, so that's lets me know like you're really sensitive, but you deal with, and you pull in as well very high and erratic situations at times. So, and with your life path 3 as well, um, it promotes that even further. So as the cycle of 9 is happening this year for you and you're wrapping things up, it's really important just to really enact more grounding this year into next, and to have like a more mature and evolved support system. And we're all maturing and evolving always. Okay, you could be very very grounded already, but you need something at a different level for yourself at this time. Okay, so it's not only the same things are not working, but it's just like your support system with people has to be a lot more emotionally invested on your part and how others give to you in order for you to feel like really fulfilled at this time. So, okay, that's what's coming in strongly. I hope that makes sense for Paula. And yeah, it's a time of great emotional change. That's how it's coming in. Okay, let's go to Tammy. Tammy, and as people are coming in, um, let's see. Okay, cool. I was just reading some comments. All right, so you're looking for like relationships. Okay, Tammy, and you're in September and scrolling up to birth date. Thank you, got it. Hi to Desiree. I just saw Desiree saying hi. Hi, Desiree. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Deidre. Hi, One. Hi, Jamie. Everyone coming in. Jennifer. Hello. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I appreciate it. Okay. All right. So you are personal day 6, attitude 6, and life path 1. Let me just double check. 3. Yep, that's right. And then cycle 4. Okay. Cycle 4. Then you're looking into relationship. Okay. Just feeling into this for a second as I talk. Um right away, I know that it's very important for you, like you're a very generous person. You're a giver. Um Family's really important to you. Like when you do something, you go all in. You're very all in type of person. I'm just going to say that again because I'm just aware of like when all your affections go towards something, like that's genuinely who you are. And if you don't like somebody, like they're going to know it. It's like you don't really hide that part of yourself. You're just like, I'm either in or I'm out. And this is a time where you are fixated on relationship and fixated on what somebody means to you. And it's in your mind, so it's like it's amping up because this is the type of person you are. You need to know the answer, you need to know the situation, you need to know, right? So you can do something with it. um as I go to that, I'm kind of gonna understand the energy around it. So you're in a cycle of 4. So when someone's in a cycle of 4, it's very much about the home life, reestablishing the home life, um, sorting out home life with what works and what doesn't work. So it's redecorating the home, redefining the home, and it also can involve people within the home too. How does this work for me, and is this really working for me and supporting me on a daily basis? Okay. I feel like there's this really really strong like pull to somebody, so that you already know, and it feels like you've known this person for a while. So this is like consideration with like like someone you would consider to be a husband or possible husband. It's just really strong. It's like, I know this person, strong fixation on this person, and you're just like wondering kind of what they're doing because like you're a decisive person, but you don't really feel like you're getting that energy back. And in in this year, the energy is all about like building and not rushing things, okay? It's not about rushing things. Next year, energy will swing very hard either right or left depending on what's going on in your life and the people around you. So you don't have to worry about any guessing games for next year. But this year, it's kind of like you're not made to push the envelope. You're really not. You're made to talk about your feelings. You're made to present what's on your mind and then to see what energy meets you back. So you're made to initiate situations for them to further, but it's not an immediate answer of this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. And I just ultimately it's like take care of yourself and take care of others around you, and that is very attractive and that is very appreciated, and like be in your power, because right now I just feel like a lot of your question marks about if someone fits into the role of husband, if someone fits into the role of can they be my everything, that's really bringing a lot of like frustration and an uncertainty. And it's just like, yo, we gotta just calm that energy. We have to calm that energy, and we have to put in that time and attention on ourselves. And so if we are then asking that again and wanting to know that again, we're in a place of, hey, okay, I guess this is not working for me, or hey, this is everything I have going on, and I'm amazing. Restoring that power, restoring that certainty, restoring that um, that ease of just orchestrating your life to its greatest effect, and knowing like that you're just this dynamic person with all this energy to give, like that. Like I'm just well aware of when you put your mind to something, like you do it. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Like you're a type of person, like if you put your mind to something, like it gets done. It's like boom 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 boom. You're like, that's how amazing I am. Just give me a task and I complete it, right? If someone needs help or if you want to do something, it gets done. So it's just like you're a dynamic person. So I would just say that's my advice to you: get back into your power, put out what needs to be said, see how, the person is responding back to you, and continue to get into your power, because whether it is mirrored, this person sees things for how you see them, or whether they don't see them how you see them, you're in a state where you can get to where you need to go next. And that's where you need to be. You need to get to where you need to go next and see if someone will meet you there and someone matches your energy, because you can't make anyone match your energy. It just is, okay? So get back into your power. That's what I'm saying with that. There's a lot of fixation over this person right now. And this person kind of doesn't know what he's doing. I'm going to put it like that. He kind of doesn't know what he's doing. Okay? And so don't wait. Don't wait. Sometimes when we get into our power, we really shake people up and they wake up themselves too, because they're like, oh, look at that. Okay, that's where I am with this. Hopefully it makes sense, Tammy. It's almost like, you got the upper hand in everything. You got the upper hand in everything. He says, yes, and I spoke my mind yesterday, a bit harsh, but needed. Yeah, I feel like this time it's not gonna be as receptive as you like it to be, but just continue to be in your power, continue to do all the things that you can that just dictate the dynamic person you are. And can the energy match it? Can the energy match it? Or can the energy wake it up? But yeah, you're leading this right now. You definitely are leading this right now. Okay. That's what I have to say. All right. I'm glad you understand that, Tammy. Okay. Let's see. Got one more. Am I going? Maybe two more. All right, I'm gonna take Aspen. And as people are coming in, I'm saying hi really quick. So, hi KJ, hi Jaded, hi Melanie. I think I saw Debbie. Yeah, hey Debbie. What's up? Sending love and hearts back. Hello, Jamie. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. So I'm scrolling up to Aspen. And okay, cool. Just looking for a general. Okay, attitude 5, personal day 5, and life path 4, I believe. Let me just double check that. And no, 5, right? Give me, yeah, 5, 5. Oh wow, I think you're triple 5. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, that's right. Wow. Okay, cool. You're triple 5. Wow. It's always we've probably talked about this before, because I just I don't always remember everyone's birth dates. I do to a certain extent, but like Aspen, you have triple 5s. So when somebody is a triple 5, they will always be, understanding, um grounding themselves. They always will be understanding how to have like proper foresight within their life. They're a dynamic force of action, and they're a dynamic force of change. So like you get things done as long as you like set your sights on something, you get things done. And so it's a matter of, while you're there, that you kind of make sense of, okay, what does this mean to me, because I was pulled like with, all my desire to be at this one place. So what does it mean to me? And if you can understand, why you're driven to places and the why behind them, you will be quite powerful. Okay, because you have all this natural movement energy already inside of you. So 5 is the energy of fire, and excuse me, is the energy of wind, and is the energy of the earth too, but it's quite fiery, okay? So, um 5 is all about how we can, all of a sudden just change on a whim. So, like, it's very capricious, it's very windy, it's very inspiration bound. But then we move our whole entire being, like, we move the earth to get there. And so that's why it's so powerful and dynamic, because a lot of people can't move the earth as easily, but you can. So, I want to like let you know of that, because when that is able to be enacted, what happens is you will draw people to you like magnets. You will draw people to you like magnets because they feel all this excess energy inside of you. A lot of people are sometimes, especially now, they're a bit like depleted within their energy. They're like, oh God, I'm tired, right? Like you naturally have all this extra energy unless something's really going on. If you know what I mean with that. And people will go like, oh, like that feels so good. That feels so good. As long as you're ignited, you're just sharing and giving off energy just very naturally to others. So it makes you a very dynamic doer in a way that people will follow. As long as you know the why, people will follow you, and you are naturally, a leader for things. If you want to be, you don't have to be, because the 5 wants to be free. The 5 wants to be unbound, really. The 5 doesn't need a bunch of responsibility on it to hold it down. That's what will hold and drain down your energy if you have too many people relying on you for a specific thing. So you will lead the energy in the fact of, I will get it done, and I actually know how to get it done. So I'm just going to open the way. But beyond that, you're not required to do more unless you understand the why and it sits well within your heart. Okay. So that's why I want to give to you. You have tremendous power, but don't take on too much responsibility unless it 100% congruently is a part of your path. Okay. So you will lead in certain categories. You don't have to lead in every category in a specific thing that you've devoted your time and attention to. Okay, cool. I understand how that makes sense. I mean, you understand how that makes sense. I'm reading it and thinking it as you're typing it. Okay, you get that. Um, Good, okay. So this is very important. It's also very important that you don't have to explain yourself always to other people. No, I like that. I like what you just did, but this is coming in intuitively for you too as well. I feel that sometimes people will test you and want like explanations for you from you. I feel like if it's a really true heart connection, that's always like, it's good to honor somebody with like, hey, here's my energy. Like I love and trust you. So of course, like I'll kind of slow it down for a second and present this to you. I want you to understand me. That's healthy. But like for other people around you where they can't understand, like, why would you do that in that way, Aspen? Or like you did that great, but what about this? Like, have you really thought about that? You don't have to explain yourself to other people. Again, your energy is very unique in a way where it can just get things done. And so you don't have to worry about it. Other people don't have to worry about it. You just have to make sure it sits well within your heart. So I will say that. And also this year as well, um, you are in a cycle of 3, and this year is very much about networking, making new friendships, and like getting yourself out of your comfort zone in a way where you're going to meet people like that you unexpectedly vibe with and gel with. So you'll make some like unexpected new friends, and just to continue to like I think this year is going to help to solidify. It might test it, don't get me wrong, but it will help solidify kind of like your faith in other people. Your faith in other people, like everyone comes from so many different walks of life and they've experienced life differently. So, not one size fits all. If someone acts a certain way, or not necessarily everyone would do you a certain way depending because based up on their past, it's completely different than your past, or completely different than your friend's past, or you're going to understand a different type of person, right? More and more this year, like, people are like that, or interesting. So restores your faith in people in a sense this year more, and hopefully that makes sense. And it really is a changing process. So like next year as well, expect for like more moves. Oh, you're in the process of moving. That's hilarious. In the process of moving, and I'm excited to sit you. Okay, yeah, these so many things are going to enact like from that. So it's like the job gets redefined, more moving. I wouldn't be surprised within the next 2 years if you actually, whether it's definitely within job or physical move, you're gonna have at least 2 more moves. So just heads up with that. Um, yeah, it's just the gate is open and you're running, and life is a little bit more positive this year, and just enjoy all the changes. Um, it seems like it feels healing. It feels good. It feels lighter. Okay. Um, Let me see. There's been a lot going on in my mind that's pulled in everywhere in all directions. So I really need to hear this. Appreciate it as always. Okay, good. I do think it gets a little bit lighter. It gets a little easier. Um, Even though you might go like, "What is happening? What is happening?" Yeah, I just a better support system. Trying to be stay informed boundaries lately, should being tested. Yeah, just stick to who you are and lean into your support system that you feel is divine and uplifts you. Just get the energy centered. Get the energy centered. Okay. And the last thing I'll say is really focus on the why. I talked earlier that a lot of people have the why, but they don't necessarily know how to do the what. I feel like you excel within the what. And so we just need you to get a little bit more within the why. And so that's going to help your mind a little bit, but don't let yourself ruminate within the why or spiral within the why. Be guided within the why, or have somebody help facilitate that why with you. Okay. And that's where I am with it. And let's see. KJ, I'm just going to pull a card for you because sometimes I end the show with a card pull. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. I like how someone's celebrating their Taurus. I love that. Astrology is so fun. Numerology is so fun. All this stuff is so fun. It really is. So, all right. KJ, you got the communications card, the angelic communications card. And really this is about, like, for me, it's about inviting Archangel Gabriel into your life in a way where you are more aware of the divine inspiration you have within your communications with people and the divine protection you have within your communications with people. Like, Archangel Gabriel is all about making sure the messages are delivered, okay? That they're delivered in a way where they get to the other person. So in that way, energetically, that they're heard, received, understood, right? And so with whatever you're doing right now, if there's been, confusion or misunderstanding, like, really ask for Archangel Gabriel's help and say, hey, as I say this, like, please have, protection and energy around this where it will be understood in the way that it needs to, that this person will really get the essence of my efforts. And also, in turn, for the angelic communications card to be where you understand the spirit world's efforts, you understand the spirit world's love, where you're hearing and you're receiving its messages and its signs at ease. So not only ask for the guidance when you are sending out and talking, but ask for the assurance and trust, and know that, your ears are a little bit more open to receive some of those signs coming in, because I believe more of them have been coming in, and you want more and you want more. So it's just like, affirm that it's already happening, and affirm that you have that angelic help, okay, of that golden white beautiful energy around you. Okay, so I wish you KJ, stop by and drop down your numbers. I'm here every week. I think we're going to be doing a reading show actually on Friday. We're doing another reading show because we didn't do a couple reading shows for a bit. So we're doing a double week of them. So I will be here on Friday. Pop down your numbers, many more chances, many more times to do it. Get into the energy of just knowing more about your numbers. Absolutely easy peasy. Um, Before we leave, I want to say thank you again for everybody being here and being a part of just the reading show. Like, it's an absolute pleasure to just dive into your life with you, and for you to be so open and so just so present with me. I want to say thank you within that. With that said, everybody, please, if you didn't have your question answered, or if there's a comment that you want to share for next week, I always, give it time and attention that I can. So come back, and I'll shower you with love in that way too. Then, please, everybody, go with love, luck, light, and don't forget to live. See you on Friday. Take care.
The truth is here and now on WLTKDB Talk Radio at WLTKDB.com.